99% of Scrum Masters, Agile coaches I know fear that they will soon no longer be needed. Do you ever feel that you didn't make the right career choice, becoming a Scrum Master or an Agile coach? Or maybe you're working on getting your certified Scrum Master certification, professional Scrum Master, and want to start your Scrum Master career, but don't know if there's really a future in this industry for this role. Don't worry. You're not alone. I was exactly like that. And it's even worse for me. I have a personal brand around agility, around Scrum. These better not go away in the coming years. And to make matters worse, lately we are being flooded with news of layoffs in the software development industry. Developers, Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, tons of layoffs. And we need to be honest here. There's really a problem. We need to accept that there's a possibility in the future that Agile and Scrum will no longer be trendy. Remember, same thing happened a few years back with Lean Six Sigma. Some of you watching might not even know what this is. That's exactly my point. Let's first define the different types of Scrum Masters. Digital.ai's 16th State of Agile report mentions Scrum as the most popular Agile framework. Tons of companies are achieving way more than they used to when implementing Scrum. And there's three main types of Scrum Masters. First, the rotary Scrum Master. There's not really someone dedicated for doing the Scrum Master role in the team. Everyone does all the responsibilities and the things that the Scrum Master does in the Scrum team. The product owner, the developers, each take turn doing the role of a Scrum Master. Then there's the part-time Scrum Master, assigned to a team, part-time basis, maybe to multiple teams, or even a developer doing 50% development work and 50% Scrum Master work. And then there's the full-time Scrum Master, fully assigned to a Scrum team. And a full-time Scrum Master only doing the Scrum Master role can also be assigned to multiple teams. 20% of their time here, 30% of their time here, working full-time. You're only doing Scrum Master work, but assigned to multiple teams. There's also the role of the Agile coach, which in a nutshell is very similar to a Scrum Master, but with a wider range, working with all the Agile frameworks, all the Agile practices throughout the organization. You can watch this video for more details of the differences between these two roles. Now, many people are currently saying, especially on Twitter, that Agile and Scrum no longer trendy, no longer being used by organizations. The Scrum Master role, Agile coach role, irrelevant, no longer useful. And these same people have been saying that for years. But Agile and Scrum still here. One great indicator of how popular something here is simply doing a Google Trends search. I did a Google Trends search. You can see it on the screen right now. Agile, Scrum, Six Sigma, and PMI. Agile in green, Scrum in yellow, Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma in blue, and PMI in green. And the data is from 2004. What you can see here is that Agile and Scrum are still very much on the rise. The rise in popularity is very steady for both Agile and Scrum, and you can see that it has a similar trend. In contrast, PMI, Lean, Six Sigma have been declining. There has been a major shift in the past years. 2008, 2010, everything was similar at the same level. Then the rise of Scrum, the rise of agility, and the role of the Scrum Master also growing. Just do a search on LinkedIn. Job offerings for Scrum Masters right now. Just do a search. I just did 89,000. Openings for the role of a Scrum Master. Do a search for Agile Coach, also tons of openings. This role, these two roles are still well in demand. Now, let's assume here, you wake up tomorrow morning, Agile, Scrum, no longer relevant. You are a Scrum Master or an Agile Coach. What happens to you? What happens to your role? Remember, you are doing this role, but you are not your role. You are not your job. You have skills, knowledge, plenty of skills. I'm assuming here, plenty of skills, especially if you're a Scrum Master, an Agile Coach, plenty of soft skills can be transferred to any other job. Many years ago, a company I was working for was using the waterfall model, and I was a delivery manager. All about efficiency, we need to deliver fast. And we transitioned to agility. Agile transformation. We implemented Scrum, Scrumban, multiple teams, and my role was no longer relevant. We didn't need someone to command and control, micromanage people so that they can deliver faster. No, people were now self-managed, self-organized, no longer needed a delivery manager. I was out of a job, but my skills, my knowledge could be transferred to something else. And this something else was the role of a Scrum Master. Completely different to the role of a delivery manager, but that's not important. The soft skills, the people skills, influence, persuasion, empowering people, coaching people, mentoring, teaching, all these skills easily transferred to something else. And the same thing will happen if ever Agile and Scrum fades away in the coming years. All the skills that I have developed can be transferred to something else. The world is becoming more and more complex. Doesn't make sense. It would seem that things are getting way easier, more simple, but no, things are getting, just take a step back, think about it. Things are getting way more complex, and our role, the types of skills and knowledge that we have as a Scrum Master, Agile coach, a servant leader, a true leader will be needed in the future. The world needs a new type of leader. What's the old type of leadership, of management still being used by many organizations? Command and control, micromanagement. I know better. I'm here to tell you what to do. Don't need to think. I will not empower you. Work-life balance? Who cares? Healthy working environment? What a joke. You need to be working constantly, overtime, efficiency. Who cares about effectiveness? No one cares about the customer. We care about you being productive. Most companies, I would say 99% of companies, still run this way. And then there's Agile companies, or at least the mature Agile companies. Different type of leadership. Servant leadership. Instead of them working for you, you are working as a leader for them, empowering them, coaching them, mentoring them. You understand that they are here to build the product. They have the knowledge. They are close to the customer. You're just here to lead them. And a Scrum Master, an Agile coach, what do? We train people on how to become servant leaders. True leaders, how to empower people, how to coach. We do exactly that. We are trainers. We are experts in this field. Do you really think that we'll wake up someday and people will just say, we are fed up of a work-life balance. We are fed up of healthy working environments, fed up of empowering people. We don't want people to think. We want to go back to where it was, micromanaging people, command and controlling people. Do you really think that will happen? No, obviously not. The trend is empowering people because we know that they are the experts. They know better, not us. And as long as this is the trend, we will always be needed. Maybe for not the role of a Scrum Master or Agile coach, but our skills, our knowledge, our experience, extremely valuable in this world. And one last thing, what's your role as a Scrum Master or an Agile coach? What's the outcome that you want to achieve when working with a team? You want to become not needed, not useful. You want to coach them so much, teach Agile principles, coach them, mentor all the Scrum team members so much that they no longer need you. They can think for themselves. They have this growth mindset. They feel empowered. They no longer need you. So it was always the case that your job would be irrelevant because that's the outcome that we are trying to achieve with all the teams that we work with, or at least the Scrum Masters and Agile coaches that truly understand their job. It was always the case. Becoming irrelevant. That's the core of what we do. But what do you see? People still need Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, even mature Agile teams, mature Scrum teams. They still need a Scrum Master because it's hard. It's hard to be empowered. It's hard to think. It's hard to be unbiased. Take a step back. Focus on growth when you're getting pressure from management. Making the right decisions without a coach, without a mentor. It's hard to do. It's guaranteed that in the future, our skills, our knowledge, the thing that we do well will be needed. Maybe not for the Scrum Master role. Maybe the Agile coach role, completely gone. No one uses that. But the skills, the knowledge, the experience will always be with us. So don't worry about it. Which brings me to our next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.